Hey, Internet, Eric here. It's been a while since I did a video, about a week. Sorry about that. Life, work, all that stuff in general has just been getting in the way. And plus, my allergies have really been kicking my ass, so that just makes me not want to be on camera and just fucking talk. However, I am back discussing the Tremors films. I haven't discussed a Tremors film in quite some time. And I know I gotta do Phantasm. I'm gonna do a couple other franchises, but I need to actually finish talking about franchises before starting a new one, I thought. And today I'm going to talk about, like I said, it's been a while. The last one I talked about was Tremors 4, the prequel. Probably can't see it with the glare, but today I'm talking Tremors 5, Bloodlines here. Hold on. That's better. Tremors 5, Bloodlines. Now, this came out in 2015. If you're new to the channel, I do plot spoilers, specific scenes, all that crap. The basic plot of this is, I don't know however many years it is between Tremors 3 and Tremors 5, because, like I said, Part 4 was a prequel. Burt Gummer is now basically a survivalist reality show person. I absolutely love that. And he's hired by somebody from South Africa because apparently ass blasters and graboids have gone to South Africa. And Bert, of course, he doesn't believe it because they've only been in this one area, either Mexico or Nevada, or basically in the continent of North America, and it has been proven false. And he goes there with sidekick Jamie Kennedy, who is like Bert's new cameraman. They meet a group of people and they try to stop the graboids and the ass blasters. It's this basic plot of a Tremors film. I fucking love this movie. Once again, Michael Gross is amazing as Burt Gummer. He is still the the the, the gun-toting, gun-loving, explosion-making, armed, never not armed, crazy person with a gun. You know what I'm saying with him. He always needs to know every single thing when going into a mission, and he's great. I'll tell you what, I was reluctant with this movie, knowing Jamie Kennedy was involved. Not a huge Jamie Kennedy fan. I don't hate him. When he shows up in small doses, he's kind of fine. I've said it before, I'm afraid to revisit Scream 1 and 2 because I think I would grow to dislike his character in those films. However, maybe it's because I had low expectations with him in this movie. I absolutely thought he was great. I thought he had great chemistry with Michael Gross, with them always disagreeing, looking out with each other, looking out for each other. They had a great camaraderie, and it was really, really good. It was really good seeing him as not an annoying sidekick. He got his little quips in with Bert and this and that, but he also stood his own. He was really good in the action scenes. I was kind of, worried because the first time we see him, he is doing stunts with a dirt bike. But when he gets in the down and dirty with the guns and the explosions and killing the monsters, I really liked him. Other characters, they're just kind of there. We have the female doctor that they meet. Other than being super super pretty, um, she's just kind of there. There's a couple guys that live on I don't want to say the farm. It's not really a farm, but in that area, they're there to help graboid. Help stop the graboids. So they're there. You have the guy who hired them. It wasn't a secret. Spoilers that he would become a douchebag, and he really is there to try to sell the eggs on the black market. He's there to be an asshole. Probably my favorite character that isn't Bert though is the fucking pilot, the pilot of the helicopter. He is like an old Bert. He is crazy. He flies a helicopter while drunk. He's great comic relief, and he is a badass. He's always got a weapon. He will not. He shows no fear. He will not. Let's just say this. He will not take being eaten by a graboid. Keep him down. So that's another reason why he's like Bert, because Bert was eaten by one in part three, and he's just a likable character. I wish there was more of him, but he's sprinkled out in the beginning and in the end fight, and it's great. Um, there's quite a bit more blood in this that I expected, and I'm not just talking about graboid and ass blasters exploding and their guts going everywhere. We get plenty of that, especially with the way the final graboid is defeated or killed. We get I don't want to say gore, but we get some arms bitten off, and we see the arms there. We get some blood spatters. Like there is a scene where there is a couple that is digging up the bones of they find bones of a graboid, and then they're taking a shower outside. So they have like the curtain on the trees and stuff. They're attacked. We see blood spray on the white curtain. We have there's a character that is getting into the helicopter with the pilot. He is eaten. We get blood splattered on the helicopter pilot's face. So more bloody than expected. The graboid and the ass blasters, I love the new design. There is a new breed of them because, and it's a funny line. Bert's like shocked like how big they are and how mean they are, and someone says everything's bigger in South Africa. These ass blasters, they're obviously they're like twice the size of how they were in part three. Their necks aren't as long. They don't look kind of like a weird ostrich. They're shorter in length, but their face. I love how they no longer have a beak. They have their mouth is open like the fucking Sarlacc pit from Return of the Jedi. Love the look. And I love how they are now big enough to, instead of just, eating their victims, they're large enough to swoop down, grab on their victims like a fucking hawk and fly them away. That is really cool. I like how the graboids are now upgraded. The the tongues, the three tongues that come out to grab the people, they can now detach. Um, we have like a sarlacc mouth when the graboids open. These motherfuckers can leap out of the ground, and it takes out a person. Cool, awesome surprises. And what's cool is since it's been so long since even part four, Burt, like this movie starts out with Burt on his survival show talking about the graboids, talking about the life cycle between, graboid to shrieker to ass blaster to the eggs, and then vice versa, and so on and so on. So he tells you what each creature has. I don't want to say power wise, but how they are in evolution and stuff like that, and how they are physically. So he's super surprised when he can see like these snake tongues or however you want to call them can detach and go after him. The special effects are pretty fucking good. It's a super step up from part three. They're not reusing scenes from the first film to be part of the movie. CGI isn't horrible. We are back to some practical effects with the creatures, which is so great. There's some, and then there's some good comedy in this. Like it's not, some of it's ha stuff with Jamie Kennedy, which isn't too bad, but Michael Gross is actually quite funny. I love the scene where Michael is actually captured. He finds out that the guy who hired them to come there is a villain, and he basically Michael's going to stop the villain. Well, Michael's taken at gunpoint, his weapons are taken away, and he's literally stripped, I think, to his underwear and put in an animal cage, like what you would do to cage up your dog or whatever. And he's left out in the sun, and it's just cool seeing him go crazy, like lose his mind. He is talking to himself. He's having heat stroke. He's drinking his piss. He's bouncing off the walls, yelling and screaming and going. It's funny seeing Burt lose it, and it just adds to the character. And then when Jamie Kennedy rescues him and kind of puts him through hell with that rescue, it was fun to see. There are some really cool scenes when they're running away from the ass blast. There's a scene where the little girl and one of the guys they're hiding in the kitchen from an ass blaster, and that's you can tell that's just ripped straight from Jurassic Park with the raptors. But it's done really cool, done really well. I absolutely, and this last 15 to 20 minutes is nonstop action of explosions, gunfire, things getting shot to shit. And when they destroy that final graboid, I won't spoil it because it was so over the top and I fucking loved it. It was just an amazing mixture of bullets and explosions and gore and muck and disgustingness. It was so much fun. I went into Tremors 5 um not thinking I was going to enjoy it as much because of the Jamie Kennedy thing, and I ended up having a blast. I really, really enjoyed it. Michael Gross is great. Jamie Kennedy's fun. The side characters are there. Updated look to the creatures is great. Some surprising additions to blood. Some good deaths. That fucking Helicopter Pilot is amazing, and the last 20 minutes of this film is just nonstop, action. Had a lot of fun. And yeah, it's called Bloodlines because you find out Jamie Kennedy's, Michael Gross is Burt's son. Whoop de fucking do. You figure that out right away. Anyways, spoilers. Sorry, no one cares. In the end, highly recommend Tremors 5 Bloodlines. I had so much fun in this, and it's making me excited to watch part 6, which I heard isn't that great, but you know what? Fuck it. I don't care. I love this one. Thought it was great. Highly recommend part 5 Bloodlines. So that's it. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Click the bell. All that crap. Comment below. Tell me if you like this. Tell me if you hate it. Whatever. I don't know how to end these videos anymore because I ramble too much. But I'm ready for part 6, Cold Day in Hell. And then the final one, Shrieker Island. And then I'll finally get to Phantasm and From Dusk Till Dawn and whatever fucking other franchise I'm going to talk about with some random videos thrown in. I'm going to do some collection videos too. I'm going to show off some pint glasses that I got horror movie wise. I'm going to show off some autographs from celebrities. And I'm going to end this video because, like I said, I'm rambling. Cheers.